Yo, what is going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to another episode of the Respect the Game podcast. As always, you know, we do not take any of you beautiful people taking out time in y'all beautiful day to listen to us. This episode this week, we have a lot to talk about. My name is Edward, named after my father, a true OG. Great decision made by my mother. Shout out to my grandmother too. And yeah, man, I'm going to kick it to my brother.
Good evening, beautiful people. My name is Sedacious Xavier Miles, the one and only. And on behalf of me and my brother who is attending and the other brothers who are not here for whatever reason, I want to say thank you so much for continuing to tune in. And please continue to tune in. We love you so much. Take it away, bro.
And yes, man, definitely before we get started, make sure you follow me at EMAX Stats for all your up-to-date sports coverage, whether that's at the high school level, the college level, and the pro level. Make sure you follow Sedacious at Sedacious and also at Live the Rapper. Right now, obviously, you know, our introductions are, you know, they seem a bit off cue. We're not at full strength this week. Christian is out this week, and our other brothers they're running behind, but maybe they'll show up, hopefully. But yeah, without further ado, Drake has been named Artist of the Decade. Sedacious, you are a artist yourself. What do you think about this accomplishment for Drizzy?
Honestly, bro, I am an artist, but I'm gonna take my artist hat on and I'm gonna put my fan hat on. I've been a fan of this nigga since comeback season, room for improvement. You pick it, whatever. But anyway, it's justly due, of course. I mean, the nigga is really like kind of getting into his Michael Jackson kind of plateau. So yeah, kudos. That's it. That's all I gotta say. I don't want to do too much. That's it. But yeah, well deserved, of course.
Is Drake the best rapper, like taking away accolades? Do you feel like Drake is by far like the best rapper when you talk about like that tier, like you talk about the Kobe, LeBron, Jordan era, then you got, you know, that Jay-Z era, the Jay-Z's, the Nas's, then you transfer over to the Cole, Kendrick, Drake era. Like this, obviously he's a juggernaut of a commercial success, but like apart from like the commercial, do you think like Drake is like no question undoubtedly the best rapper of his class?
No, not rapper. Musician, yes. Not rapper. Not by a long shot. And I gotta leave it at that. And any nigga who listens to rap and who is rapping would agree. Yes, no, not at all. He is not the best rapper in that three-headed monster, Drake, Cole, Kendrick, like, no, come on. But as far as musician goes, like, yeah, he kind of got that leg up on them, which is why he is a little bit more world-renowned and a little bit more, like, world-class. So that's it. The nigga can sing to the women and can also rap some shit to the niggas, and that's it. And you can't lose with that for me.
Like, peace.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Welcome.
I thought you was already queued up. Never mind. Shit, man.
I know I suck for life.
Oh shit, bro. So yeah, how you feeling about it?
So what, Drake in a decade, being the man of the decade and whatnot?
Give yourself some light, bro.
Oh, I'm working on it, Playboy. Turn my sexy on.
That's good.
There you go. And what's the deal, Pickle?
What you say, Playboy?
Drake, artist of the decade. How do you feel about this?
Absolutely. artist of the decade for, I'm very big on consistency and longevity, to where sometimes that doesn't quite qualify for you to necessarily be the best rapper alive in a certain sense of lyrics and so on and so forth. So I will definitely give him that, being the artist of the decade. I mean, his songs have been featured on different levels. It's been in Spanish. It's been all across the world. He's worked with different kinds of artists. He's worked with UK artists. He's worked with, I mean, you name it, he's worked with them, and he's willing to work with them, and people want to work with them. It can be the hardest niggas in New York and Cali that respect them, to the most music soul child type dudes that have equal amount of respect for him for his singing abilities. It may not be the best, but the fact of he understands like how to control his voice and was willing to work on himself. It's like he's the artist of the decade, and quite arguably the GOAT to a certain extent as far as artists, you know, longevity.
A lot of times when artists are being given awards, I guess particularly with the Grammys, right? Sometimes the biggest fuss is like, yo, the people in those positions giving out those awards really don't know about the culture. They really aren't a part of the culture to be able to like decide who is deserving of certain awards or whatever the case may be. I don't personally know who's behind that decision. You know, who's behind that board of directors to be like, yo, we're gonna give Drake the artist of the decade. Though we've all agreed very deserving. Is there anybody else? And is this through Billboard? Who granted that award? Was it Billboard?
Absolutely.
Okay, so with that, right, and talk about artists of the decade, right? Wording is important. So, right, Sedacious, you was like musician, yes. Rapper, no. Artist of the decade, rapper of the decade. Is there any other, I guess, artist may not necessarily be rapper? Is there any other artist, Darnell, that like may come to your head to be like, yo, this person, if it didn't go to Drake, I wouldn't have been mad had it went to X artist.
Absolutely not. The consistency is ridiculous. Every year you're gonna find something from him, from a feature to an album to a mixtape. He's gonna drop something almost every single year. 365 days within, he's gonna drop something. I mean, you drop a name and I can think about it, but off top, Drake got it, man. Like, hate him or love him.
Could have went to a 50 Cent bar. Haters love the underdogs on top.
But, absolutely.
That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. Respect the game. Respect the game, people.
True that. Yo, so recently we had we in the future, people give us time. But recently Julio Jones was called up on the phone by Shannon Sharp live on the Undisputed show. Skip and Shannon were arguing, going back and forth on whether or not how the Falcons were going to handle Julio Jones, or if Julio wanted to stay there, or if Julio Jones wanted to actually entertain and possibly go to the Cowboys. And so that kind of led to like, Skip, you crazy. Like, I'll call him up right now and ask him. And so Shannon ended up calling up Julio. Initially calling Julio, he did not let it be known immediately, hey, I'm calling you live on air right now. I am on the show. Everybody can hear you nationwide. He did not make that clear when he initially called Julio Jones. So he ended up like, yo, bro, you want to go to do you want to go to the Cowboys? And he's like, nah, man, you know, I ain't really on that or whatever, And so then Shannon Sharp ended up asking him about the Falcons, and Julio Jones was just like, nah, I'm out of there, man. And so that was live on air, right? So again, before Julio Jones said this, it was not made clear to him that he was live on air with the Undisputed TV show Fox Sports. So in my mind, I don't like, now it's and before Julio Jones even said this on the show, it was already been reported and rumored that like, yo, the Falcons are trying to shop around Julio. They're trying to find the best package for him or whatever. Falcons are trying to like move on, rebuild, so on and so forth. So him saying it, I don't know if one would want to make it a big deal. Maybe for Atlanta Falcons fans, it's just like, oh, this is the real thing. He's really out of here. But I don't know if it was that much of a big deal. But Sedacious, was it a big deal to you? Yes or no? And I guess I would say, where do you want to see him go? But I feel like that's a rhetorical question. But where would you like to see Julio Jones go?
I quite frankly don't really care, to be honest with you. I still feel like it's stupid for the Falcons to not try to figure out some type of situation, but to hear that he's like, nah, I'm out of there, it's just like, hey, what can you do? The nigga don't want to be there. But like, I think Julio Jones, I ain't gonna lie to you, I think he's starting to get to that point where he's, I hate to say this shit, but it's like he's starting to seem like the one-trick pony that Des Bryant was starting to turn into after a while. And so it's just like, yeah, you can't separate, my guy. All you got is the hype. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to talk down on no other man, but like I only go by what I see. And so everybody probably like, oh, why would the Falcons let him go and all this? But it's just like, bro, you got young talent who's coming in and they're good. So why would they need him? So I have no horse in that race. So I don't care. Whoever Julio is up, as long as he don't go to Arizona, we good. Because he go to Arizona, they gonna win the Super Bowl.
Did you see?
Go to
Did you
Arizona,
see
it's gonna further my pick. It's gonna further my pick, man. I'm telling y'all, Arizona been my team since last year, and I'm definitely rocking with them a little harder.
This nigga is souped up.
Since James White got there, I've been fucking with him.
I'm scared for the Seahawks.
But Izzo, how do you feel about Julio? The whole like, oh, I'm out of here, man, and like, where would you like for him to go? Or maybe not. Where would you like to see him go? But like, who do you think he could actually like help? What do you think he would be a good fit at?
I think honestly, I would like to see Julio with Bill Belichick. To be honest, with the Patriots, I think giving Cam Newton a weapon like Julio Jones, to where Cam Newton's primary, I guess, flaw has been his accuracy and not being able to maybe put it on the money as well. That's never really been a strong suit of his, but I feel as though with a catch radius like Julio and him just being an outstanding receiver and being top 2 in the league, and quite honestly I don't think he's 2 in my personal opinion. I just think that'll be a big help to that offense in addition to what they already did in the offseason. That 2 tight end combo is going to be crazy. Cam Newton with Josh, the offensive coordinator, I believe his name is Josh McDaniels. I believe the creativity is still there. I feel like if he went to the Patriots, I feel like that'll be a huge deal. He actually has been on record saying he wanted to play with Cam Newton. So I don't think that's like out of the realm of possibility.
So all right, so Sedacious, right? So we talk about trying to properly evaluate NFL players. You can't, evaluate them like you do in the NBA. So many variables, so on and so forth, right? So Sedacious, you're saying that you feel like Julio Jones at this point in his career is a one-trick pony, right? And Sean Hart.
Julio go to the Chiefs. Hey, the Bucks are doing it. Tom Brady is doing it. You can argue that he's amassed a super team within the receiving corps. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, AB. Jesus, what more do you need? Like, you don't, like, that's, if you give any quarterback that, like, that's going to be more than not a great year for anybody.
Yeah, okay, so, right, so with that, right, if Julio Jones goes to the Patriots, Sedacious, you're saying he's a one-trick pony at this point in his career, but Izzo was saying maybe within that offense, Bill Belichick, Josh McDaniels, he'll also be an asset for Cam Newton. And so my foresight and how I'm thinking about it and just however the game may unfold, if Julio Jones was there, it's like, if they underperform, how can you go about saying, yo, Cam Newton doesn't have it anymore. He had Julio Jones and he still couldn't get the job done. Versus, Cam Newton wasn't bad. Julio Jones is just a one-trick pony now. He's not who he used to be, so we can't hold
the fuck is
Cam
saying Julio Jones is a one-trick pony? Somebody who so they just don't make me do that today with you, because that's not the kind of conversation I want to have with you about Julio Jones being. He's being tired of utilized the way he's being utilized in the offense that he's being ran. That's being ran now in Atlanta. Calvin really is receiving a lot of the action, and Matt Ryan ain't who he used to be. Yes, they have Kyle Pitts now. That's really what's making Julio Jones expendable. His time has just been served. It's just like when Andre Johnson had to lead the Texans. It's just like when, even Jerry Rice had to lead the 49ers. So that's just like everybody leaves, bro.
Bro, when Jerry Rice left the 49ers and went to the Raiders, he was not the same Jerry Rice.
He wasn't Julio Jones physically either. So let's not disrespect him. No, let's not do that. Stat-wise, Jerry is the GOAT. But physically, talent-wise, come on, bro. Jerry Rice ran a 4.6, 4.7, bro. He's not that guy. Physically, talented-wise, he's not that. He has legendary endurance. I know it. The heels, hands, don't drop the pass. I give you that. But Julio is that nigga. The guy, the prototypical receiver that you want, bro. Like, he has no flaws. He can route run. He can do short. He can do intermediate. All Julio's
good for is taking up an extra DB. If he do that, they gonna double him.
He get doubles. Actually, he don't get single covered, bro. And if he do get single covered, it's manned up against the best corner that they got on their team, and not many teams feel comfortable doing that. How many teams feel comfortable doing that? Leaving a best corner on the island.
I didn't see corners going one up for Julio though, and sticking. You know what I mean? I seen them same niggas go up against your boy Justin Jeffries and get bunned. So it's just like So it's about the separation for me. You know, Julio ain't separating no more. And once you stop separating as a receiver, like Dez Bryant. Like Dez Bryant was way leaner when he first came in. So he's separating a little bit more and he's using his body. But once he got fat and the nigga couldn't separate, it's like, oh yeah, you're done. Stick a fork. So Julio,
with that argument,
he got to Dez
it makes sense to somebody who doesn't know football, but me knowing football, I know that Julio Jones, one of his highest qualities coming out of the University of Alabama was he is a great route runner. He can run the route tree. He's not a one-trick pony. He can do short to intermediate, shallows, deep cross, deep overs, deep digs, posts, fades, comebacks. He's an all-purpose, whatever you need, however you want. He's just not being utilized in that fashion any longer because they have invested draft picks within bolstering that receiving core to help him, right? So they're paying more attention to Calvin Ridley. They're paying more attention to these other receivers, bro.
If he goes, because what are you going to have to see when he goes to another team? I still got D-Hop with the best production coming out the league next year. I don't see nobody outdoing him. But, yeah.
I'm the one who got the Cardinals in the –
I don't see it.
Edward, do we remember my pick? Do we remember my pick?
It's documented, Izzo.
Okay, I'm just – So for one, I'm foreseeing a great year because of Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins. And with the addition of AJ Green, somebody else who you said was trash. I did not forget that.
I said AJ Green was trash?
Well, you said something of the remnant of he was maybe washed up and past his prime as well.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
You know what I'm saying? But I believe he just was injured. And I think it was the case of I'm going to be injured because the Bengals fucking suck. And I'm not going to have them keep wasting my year. So I'll take damn near virtually a year and a half off, almost 2 years off, and still be fresh for when I actually do leave and go somewhere that I actually have a chance at winning, which is Arizona. Watch what I say. AJ Green, resurgent year. Believe that. Tell me.
What do y'all think about possibly having Julio with the Titans. I don't know if y'all seen AJ Brown like shoot Julio a DM making his sales pitch.
I seen it. That's a hell of a statement saying you going from Matt Ryan to Ryan Tannehill. But in that system, Ryan Tannehill, I guess, has been more than serviceable. He's actually been great quarterback by the numbers. But I mean, hey, shit, I think he'll look better throwing to Julio and AJ Brown too. Shit, that'll be a hell of a 1-2 combo. And I think they still got what's the guy?
That's another nigga. I'm sorry, you said
I believe his
Brown
name is not Corey Graham, but I believe it's another receiver that they drafted pretty high for the Titans. Corey Davis. That's who I'm thinking about.
So what's up with these playoffs, though?
All right, so that brings me to my kind sir, Black Peace, Darnell. Why do you believe? No, I want to say, why do you believe? What do you see? Well, yes, believe. What do you see that makes you believe in the Denver Nuggets, not as a whole or winning the championship, but just overcoming the Portland Trailblazers?
One thing, the obvious is they're better seated. You know, it's not everything, but it's just a common fact. But also the fact that I fell in love with the gamemanship and leadership of Nikola Jokic, plain and simple, man. Like, I believe he actually has a chance to lead them to a championship. Within the last 5 years, he's got them to playoffs, number 2 seed back-to-back, and also to a Western Conference championship game with the champions, you know? And I mean, come back, down 1-3 twice in a row. It's one of those things where it's like that team, the way they're building their team, especially around that one in particular player, it just feels like success. It's just one of those success stories that you overlook. It gives me that vibe of the Detroit Pistons from yesteryear. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they ain't this, they ain't that, they ain't all glitz and glamour. If you sit down and watch them play, you will be entertained and they can get the job done. But to circle back around to just, finish it up, I feel like, for one thing, this is a rivalry, and everybody knows rivalries can go anyway. They've been seeing each other in the playoffs for the last 3 years straight, if I'm not mistaken. And I do feel like this is one of those situations where, shoot, man, it's not gonna be easy for a first round, but I feel like they're definitely gonna be able to get it done. There are no X, Y, and Z factors, but I just feel like they have what it takes to have their good team, man. There's no other way to explain it from my view.
All right, so you got Denver.
All right. The world knows I'm a Damian Lillard like stan. That's fine. But so my thing is, one, they don't have Jamal Murray, and you still believe in them.
You got to, man. Loyalty.
Oh no, you crazy, bro. They going down, man. They get past the Blazers second round.
They still maintain a 3rd seed though, despite him going down though. Come on, man.
Okay. 3rd seed, whatever. Like, the Lakers are 7th seed and they're still the favorites. Portland was a 3 seed, I want to say maybe the second year, and then they got swept by a 6 seed, that being the Pelicans. Right. So here's my thing. Like, here's what it really boils down to me overall. So I am taking absolutely Nathaniel away from the Joker. He is the absolute truth. My favorite center in the game. Heartbreaking when I have to see the fact that, like, damn, we had to get Nurkic in that deal with us having him in Portland. Not taking nothing away from the Joker. What I feel like you are overlooking, and yes, in regular season, teams don't have to prepare as much on a night-to-night basis. What I always say when it comes down to the playoffs, nothing I love more than it's 6 minutes. It's a tie game. The game slows down. It's half court. I know what you're gonna do. You know what we're gonna do. Simple and plain. You have your star, we have our star, and those stars may cancel each other out sometimes. But like, I don't see why you believe in the Joker's other guys compared to Dame's other guys. None of them are potential all-stars. McCollum is always like he's always like on the fringe of maybe being an all-star, but the West is tough. We know that. You got Melo, already a Hall of Famer. We know at any given moment. I mean, and Melo, one may try to argue that maybe he's like a fourth option, depending on how well Yurkic, what you call it, is playing.
Nurkic
is playing. But like, bro, like Dame will find a way. And then also this too, right? Sometimes we can know, all right, you trying to run you a play, you trying to run a set, but like, how many more players on Portland do you have that can get their own shot compared to them having to run their entire offense through the Joker? You know, Joker.
It's unorthodox.
Huh?
Unorthodox.
Unorthodox. What do you mean by that?
Who runs their offense through a center, period.
Okay, I mean, some people did that back in the day. I mean, Hakeem the Dream, the Rockets did it. Then you had
which won them what?
A championship. But okay, but who would they
through a center only with a bunch of bullshit players? You can ask any person that you know, realistically, outside us being Houstonians and loving our Houston Rockets, they will tell you it was Olajuwon and a bunch of crappy ass players with him. You can argue, yes, Clyde. You can argue certain players, Robert Horry. Don't get me wrong, but overall, it was him. It was him alone.
Wait, Kenny Smith,
you know Kenny, you got to give credit to Kenny, but goddamn, come on, dog. It's like ain't the first thing popping in your head. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's what I'm looking at it as. It's unorthodox, and it can be done, and I feel like in the game that it is now, it can possibly be done.
It's not going to possibly be done in this day and age of the game because though you have centers somewhat semi on the rise, Joel Embiid, the Joker. Like if you had to put up Embiid and the Sixers up against the Denver Nuggets and the Joker, I'm going to take the 76ers because of who they have around them compared to this still a fairly young core. They still been coming up together. But like, yo, game one, and now the series is currently tied 1 apiece. Portland blew them out. Denver came back and blew Portland out. Joker, the offense is too reliant on the Joker. Joker not only, Darnell, has to have a 30 ball and maybe 15 rebounds, but you also got to count on him to facilitate. He had a season low in game 1 of 1 assist, a season low the entire year because the other guys were just mentally checked out or whatever they had going on.
It happens to the best. It happens to the best all the time.
But their other guys are not the best. Their other guys are not the best.
There's plenty of situations like this all the time. Why is it such a key thing on the Denver Nuggets? This happens all the time.
I think,
and people still don't count them out for
I think who should be an honorable mention is Michael Porter Jr. I think
we need to stop disrespecting him.
We definitely got to.
Hold on. Now, Sedacious. That's fair. Izzo, Michael Porter Jr. That's fair. Is he there yet? No, but does that mean he still can't have an impact on this game? No, he could still very well come alive in these playoffs and have a good game. But like Darnell said, right now the offense is centered around the Joker. And when I watch Michael Porter Jr. play, he wants this to be his team. Like he wants this to be his team.
What do you think Kenny Smith was doing?
Kenny Smith was a point guard. He was
he was doing when he was playing with Kim Olajuwon. He's like, no, fuck that. I want this to be my team. And he had to step up to the plate, whether he was already a star or not.
So I feel
man. I'm giving you the facts. It's hard for you to swallow.
It's really Dame and Melo versus Jokic, and Michael Porter Jr. It's whichever tandem gonna show up on whatever night. Whatever strategy
I can't. And you talk about giving Michael Porter Jr. like honorable mentions. Like I can't allow you to gloss over.
Piss me out there if you talking about Kenny Smith, nigga. He wasn't shit, nigga, compared to what Olajuwon had to do and what Clyde had to do. Even with What? Bernie Maxwell. I'm rock with him over what you call it, man. Chill out.
Not Dame and Melo Sedacious. I do believe their success is highly predicated on if Dame just so happens to have like an off night and he only has 20 points. Like you do need CJ McCollum to come through and have one of those like great backcourt. Like that's why we got you, right? Tag team tandem. So like I would say Dame and McCollum versus Joker and Michael Porter Jr. But like I feel like the X factors are both teams' other guys, the bench, those X factors. And on top of Dame, I just trust, like I said, I feel like the Portland Trailblazers are the Portland Trailblazers to the Denver Nuggets are LeBron James to anybody in the Eastern Conference. That's just how I feel. I think that will be shown. I don't care how beautiful Darnell you think they play in smooth and offense. Bro, sometimes it just comes down simply to like who can get a bucket. Now, don't get me wrong.
So
like,
you relying on McCullough to be consistent.
And you relying on Denver's bench to be consistent?
They've come out of 1-3 slumps twice in a row.
Against who? Against who? Against who?
I mean, last time I checked, I never seen the Blazers come out of a situation of that nature.
Okay, period. But that same team
they get ahead, they win. They get down, they lose.
You believe in is not that far different from the same team that lost a game 7. I want to say home court against this same Portland team, or maybe not the same team, but now they got Melo. But I mean, we could talk about that all day.
That was experience and seeding. Just like you want to ignore them, but
they about to experience getting their ass whooped again and getting bounced out in the first round by Denver. By
it's just
Portland
personal. It's your favorite team, and you can't get over the fact that I treat.
No, it's not personal. I just don't. I really struggle with your belief. I really struggle with your belief in them. Again, not Joker, but
struggle with your belief with Dame, like and how you supposed to carry this inconsistent team.
You a Trailblazers fan?
I'm a by default.
No, he's a Dame Dollar fan.
By default, Dame. Yeah.
All right. Respect. All right.
Yeah, that's gonna be a tough one. So what y'all got? Nuggets in 7, Portland in 7.
Fucking news to me.
Nuggets in 6, man.
Nuggets in 6.
I'm not giving y'all 7.
But you got
not giving y'all 7.
This game.
For the sake of obviously, I got like Portland. I really wanted us to whoop y'all ass because I knew we was gonna sweep y'all. I got us in 6. We're gonna win both games going back to Portland. Have y'all 3-1. Y'all may take game 5, and we're there for to get y'all up out of here. Game 6.
That's
and we're gonna revisit this. We're gonna revisit this, and I want you to tell me what went wrong with your beloved team.
I'll tell you.
I said it's going to 7 games.
Either way.
Okay, I like that.
3 games, 4 games, Portland is 6. Damian Dollar,
love my brother.
To call it. Dame time, his time, May time, Portland gonna win the series. But
you know what?
Yeah, man,
you know what? That's all a joke.
Who's next?
So right now we have 124 the Brooklyn Nets whooping the asses of the Boston Celtics, 124-99 with 3 minutes left. Brooklyn had 100 points in the third quarter. And I like X's and O's games and like tacticalness of like, the NBA and the playoffs.
Killing me on fantasy right now. I just know it. Jason Tatum is.
Let me see what he got for you. Jason Tatum he is 3 for 12 from the field, 1 for 3 from 3, 2 for 2. He got 9 points. Yikes. Yeah, I don't know if he got hurt. I seen on TV here just now. He kind of was like looking frustrated on the bench. I don't know if that's injury, but at this point, I'm pretty sure he's not even in the game. He's only played 21 minutes so far. But yeah, but like I was saying, man, I like, the strategicness of like the X's and O's with certain games, but like, and like, I don't want to just like give it to the Nets, but like, God damn, man.
Nah, that's really swept. Here come the first sweep. I was hoping that we can sweep Phoenix, but they're not having that shit.
Nah, not at all.
Yeah, I ain't
I
gonna lie.
can't call.
That would make go to
It's
six,
not a sweep.
6 or 7.
It's not.
He's going 5.
They up 1 or 2 games.
Or it could be Lakers in 5.
Oh, the Suns up 1.
I ain't gonna even lie to y'all. The Lakers
No,
would
'cause you
actually
can't-
have to lose for me to be like, damn, okay, they lost. Like they could go down 0-3 any series, and I'd be like, yeah, not over.
They gotta be all the way.
Yeah, like LeBron
Right?
James. LeBron James.
Come on, bro.
You
Ain't
gotta
no
really
open
believe that
man.
LeBron's gonna go home early. Like, no.
I bet
Yeah,
my
man.
bottom dollar that these
Is it fair
niggas.
to say
With the
4-1 is
Brooklyn
still a sweep in LeBron James' book?
say that again, D.
4-1 is technically a sweep in LeBron James' book.
That's how it goes.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
technically, it still can be a sweep, even being number
Gentleman
1 seed.
sweep. Gentleman
I ain't gonna
sweep.
lie to y'all. They could lose game 2.
No, I can't even accept a gentleman. I can't. You got to put LeBron's name on that one. You kind of claim that shit.
They could lose game 2 and I still wouldn't be scared. Cause
I
see,
don't
then
think
what they gotta
nobody
do
would
is
be scared, bro.
they gotta win. They gotta lose the 2 games in LA and they gotta go home and win that game. Now, that's the game you gotta win. Game 5, you'll take that at home. Come on, man.
But due to
LeBron
COVID,
gonna
do
be
you think that
well
makes a
within
difference?
his flow.
But due to
Yeah,
COVID,
let's
think the
not
crowd
talk-
not being in there makes a difference?
Here- oh.
Brooklyn or LA.
Say that again, Dusty.
I don't think we should talk about Brooklyn and LA because I think all of us agree on that. But your boy Trey, look all right.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm not gonna say he's
when
gonna
he
win
hit
that
that
series.
shot. I like when he hit that shot. He was like, "It's awfully fucking quiet in here." He was in the garden. Yo,
It's quiet, this
dude,
motherfucker.
I was watching Spike Lee pregame. He was like literally trying to like talk to Julius Randle, who just by the way won Most Improved Player. For those who didn't know, and you also have Jordan Clarkson, who was named 6th Man of the Year for the Utah Jazz. And
All ex-Lakers players, by the way.
true indeed, who were around Kobe in his last season. So shout out to them for the Mamba mentality. I lost my train of thought, but and what was we talking about?
New York Knicks and Atlanta.
Oh yeah, Spike Lee. Yo, I was watching a pregame. He was talking of game 1. He was talking to Julius Randle like he like was a part of the game plan. Like he knew the game plan. I couldn't hear, but he was just bothering it like, yo, I need y'all to boom, 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 like make sure. I was like, Spike, chill, bro.
Get your ass down, boy.
You gonna have a little bit motherfucker, boy.
Right. But nah,
No, Spike got that respect
You ain't
though.
lying with Reggie Miller?
No, Spike got that respect though. Yeah, you gotta check back on these
I
celebs, man.
know,
Phil
but
Nicholson. You know.
he finna get them Reggie Miller. What he finna
He'll
do?
take that every day. That's a loyal fan. That's what you do.
No,
yeah,
but that doesn't
but the point
fare
is
well
to
for the
win.
players who have to actually guard that person.
Thank you.
We play the game to win.
Thank you.
Well,
You
that's part of the
playing.
game.
You're not playing at all.
You're not
How
playing.
you
You
LeBron
don't
feels
like,
every
you don't
playoff
have to
when someone
answer
heckling him.
those media questions. You don't have to answer those media questions at the end of the game. Spike go home and finish writing whatever script he working on. Like, don't you know what I'm saying? But
And I can't be like, I don't know. I guess Spike said some shit to him and he got mad and just torched me. I can't say that.
But here's something I think everybody should take into like strong consideration in this year of the playoffs. I feel like with everything like a year ago, being in the NBA bubble and like literally you had to eat, sleep, think, and breathe basketball outside of obviously like all the social justice and George Floyd and so forth. Back in the bubble, like I feel like their mind and their focus had went to a different stratosphere because they didn't have the normal outlets that they normally do have during the playoffs. So like whether that was relieving tension in games, so guys was going off to see how Donovan Mitchell and Jamal Murray were last year, compared to this year where it's just like back to normal circumstances. I'm out in the free world. If we lose, I can go wherever I want to go. If we win, cool. I still get to see my family. So it's just like I feel like there was a certain energy and tension built up in the NBA bubble that allowed players to play at such a high level. Because like you look at teams like the Miami Heat, like Like people kind of was like, you know,
Right, where y'all at?
before the Nets, like teams was looking at them like, yo, they can restructure some stuff and woo woo woo. And like right now they down 0-2. I believe that was the case last year.
I like that team better with Oladipo. Oladipo going down was actually huge for them in this series because that was going to be somebody that was going to be able to match up, theoretically speaking, with Drew Holiday. And they just don't have the horses right now, and that's getting exposed. Drew Holiday and PJ Tucker were major additions, more so Drew Holiday. From what he's been able to do offensively and defensively, he's just been a fit to that team, hand in glove.
Piggying
Like
back
the two
on
best acquisitions this year. I'm just to piggyback off my boy Sean Hart. That was like one of the two best acquisitions all year. But go ahead, bro.
Well, yeah, no. So defensively, talking about Drew Holiday, yes. Defensively, right? So defensive running, you have Ben Simmons, Rudy Gobert. I forget the third finalist. Sorry for our listeners. But it's been regarded for quite some time like that the best defensive player, on-ball defensive player, is without a shot of a doubt respect given amongst his peers like Drew Holiday. And I sometimes feel like with awards of like the defensive MVP, like sometimes they tend to only like stay restricted and like that big, like amongst the bigs. Kind of ventured out, you
threes,
know,
4s, and 5s, basically.
Yeah, 3s, 4s, and 5s or whatever. And I kind of feel like sometimes I feel like the voters may just be lazy and like deciding who they want to win that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, not in a sense, because most times if a 3, 4, 5 get it, they're either a huge rim protector or a defensive anchor or somebody who's like a Swiss Army knife and can defend all 5 positions, like a Kawhi or a Draymond or somebody like that.
Yeah, but like a slight argument towards like the rim protector, right? Like if we look at like how advanced this game is,
I'm with you on that argument, bro.
Like how I won't say easy, but the craftsmanship of guys finishing around the basket, like at this day and age, like what is truly like a rim protector when guys taking contact, when guys actually want the mismatch and want to meet the big at the rim, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, I would just like to see somebody like Drew Holiday. Like, I know sometimes awards ain't everything, and like I said, he got the respect from his peers. But I would kind of just like to not see like
even maybe
players.
PJ Tucker, maybe a couple
PJ
years.
Tucker, like even like those runs with the Rockets, absolutely
right.
So yeah, I would like to see that avenue of the award like kind of opened up a little bit more and not kind of just restricted down to like guys in the paint, so forth. But yeah, salute to Drew Holiday.
You also have to think about how many points do bigs average, you know what I'm saying, amongst with the steals and blocks, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of one of those things where you got to give a big salute to Drew Holiday because he have to hold these 30-point a game, 25-point a game, 40-point a game point guards. And he's able to, you know, minimize those to a certain amount. That's why he's getting that attention, not only steals and blocks, but it's like holding your opponent to a certain amount of points matters. And at the end of the day, like I said, shooting guards and point guards are the hardest, you know, players on the court to even hold. So that's why it's that imbalance. That's why Tony Allen back in the day got the award because he had to hold Kobe, he had to hold LeBron, he had to hold anybody that was practically on the court, mostly guards. And like I said, guards are quick, they can shoot threes, they can get off screens. There's so many things they can do, and it's hard for them to stop. It's to where it's like, damn, dude, it's like, how can you give it to a small when these point guards are making 30 points a game, 25, 20?
Yeah, nobody's stopping nobody when it comes to wings and point guards. Nobody's stopping nobody. But when it comes to that paint, like nobody gets nothing with Rudy Gobert. I'm sorry. I'm looking for him and Giannis to always win Defensive Player of the Year.
Like you only have a handful of bigs that average over 25 points a game, barely a handful. So it's one of those things where it just kind of evens it out. Big salute to Dre Root.
Draymond Green is the other finalist for Defensive Player of the Year, who's very deserving, like guarding those dudes down there in the paint, and he's a whole like 3-guard.
He did Anthony Davis.
Fuck bigs, he hold guards.
I think Anthony Davis still feeling the effects of Draymond Green's defense, all the way to the play.
Yeah, man. Right now, so our MVP finalists: Nikola Jokic, the Joker, Joel Embiid, Stephen Curry. So talking about Steph right now, does Steph deserve the MVP?
No.
Wait, hold on. Some people like an initial argument towards that for whoever may say no, not saying you specifically, Sedacious, is like, oh, they didn't make the playoffs. But had we not been having the play-in tournament this year by seeding, the Warriors would have been in the playoffs. But I just want to throw that out there before we dig into that conversation. Sedacious, you said Steph doesn't deserve it. Why not?
No, when he got it, when it was unanimous, the first one ever, of course, that nigga was tortured from year start to year end. But, no, it was ass for a good little while. I ain't forgot, bro. That's what be killing me, bro. People like instantly forget that they was ass. You know, before LeBron and AD went down, we was holding it down, and they was down there. You know what I mean? So, yeah, don't get me wrong. He did some amazing shit to get them to where they was within one game to be in the playoffs.
Towards the end of the season.
But no. That boy, I'm sorry. Jokic deserves it, bro. Like, I'm sorry. He deserves it. You know what I mean? Like, he only missed one game. He only missed one. And then when Jamal Murray went down, he was like, oh, what y'all think that's going to change? No, we're going to still finish number one. The fuck? I don't care if they get beat out, bro. They should not rob this man. And I'm going to say he got robbed. I'm going to say it. Just like they did with LeBron and James Harden and LeBron and Giannis. LeBron gets robbed. I'm going to say they robbed that man. And I'm going to say it was because he was from Serbia, too. That's what I'm going to
say. Black Peace. Nikola, Joel, Steph. Who should the MVP go to?
Believe, now you're going to be confused. I say Steph. The reason why is because dependability upon the player for the team. You're the most valuable player. Not stats, not this. Like, what do you mean to that team? And that's always the biggest argument. Now,
can I please interject?
True. We've seen how garbage that Golden State can be. We've seen how garbage Golden State can be. And with the odds against him, that's a lot of pressure knowing that you're the number one person that you're going to go to score and still be able to put up 50 points a game. Yes, you guys were ass, but that makes it the sweetness of it.
Game. I know that's hyperbole, but chill.
No, of course not. But the ability to still be able to do it. You're the number one person that can score, and you can't stop him. Come on now, the number one person, person.
I understand your argument.
Who else
I just thought the hyperbole was a bit much. That's all. But take off.
That's how I look at it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at like, who else is going to be able to help? Like, that's the only option you got. Now, I'm not saying that Denver doesn't. I exclude Embiid in them because I feel like that's a good team. I don't believe in an MVP on a good team. That's just me. I don't believe in that. I believe you have to be the main reason why they got to where they got, to the level where they got. Now, I will not be disappointed. I will not be disappointed if Jokic gets it.
Okay.
He just, at this point now, it's like, yeah, y'all both did the same thing, but who had the like better difference in change in game?
Bro, they did do the same thing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Jokic held the mantle all the way through. You know what I'm saying? Steph had to do miraculous Steph shit to pull him out of a hole. And then they still didn't make it until what you gotta. Come on, bro. How you gonna get an MVP to a nigga that didn't make the playoffs? But go ahead.
Here's what I'm saying. So, Darnell, and I want you to chime in too, Izzo. Steph did all of this, but like, at what point does like being the best, like valuable means that like you're bringing value and W's, right? Like Steph was
See,
great.
that's and I believe that's that invisible line of symmetry, right? Where some people's definition of value differs from the other, right? So Darnell sees value in the sense of this team can't literally do anything without you. And for even them to be within the position that they are, you know, is a miracle from by which that singular player, which is your definition of value, Edward, however, is you're bringing value to my team by the ultimate purpose of basketball, which is to win, is a team sport, right? So the ultimate value in which we're valuing is winning at the end of the day. So we're putting winning the main value over everything, right?
Izzo, let me cut you off. So, like, not only that, I believe that you articulated that beautifully. But if we talking about like continuing to add value, Darnell, they run this offense through the Denver Nuggets for the Joker, and he's the leading assist guy on this team, making players around him better and get involved. Steph got a green light. Of course, he's gonna average 30-something plus, but is he truly making everybody around him better, adding value to his teammates, or do they just pass him the ball and watch him go to work? Like, is that like, I mean, like, because sometimes I feel like there's a recency bias towards the end of the year. I'm not saying in no way, shape, or form Steph wasn't like balling out, but like that was at the end of the year. Like Sedacia said, they were at like MVPs throughout the season. Like, we can't throw a blind eye to before the All-Star break and everything else. And Steph was out throughout games and stuff. Like, it's not like Steph played the whole 72. Like, he was hurt, he was injured. Nikola Jokic has been consistent in and out all this season. And like, we're just supposed to like be like Steph. Sometimes I just feel like for Steph, like it's more flashy for people. Like, obviously, we're going to see Steph on SportsCenter way more than we're going to see Nikola Jokic, and so people are going to like implement that in their brains to be like, yeah, Steph MVP. But it's like, no, like let's not be programmed, and like let's really dig beneath the surface and like really like look at value. You know what I'm saying? But
I guess I ain't gonna lie. Now I'm thinking about it to defend that point though. I don't see Nikola Jokic doing some Steph Curry shit with the Utah Jazz to get them in the play-in game. But that's just some because you spectacular. We're not gonna give you an MVP because you spectacular, nigga. No. What did you do when the season started up until that point? Where had you been consistent like Nikola Jokic, you wouldn't have had to do that spectacular shit in April going into March. But you know, it is what it is. I'm sorry, you cold.
I mean, because look, hold on, this too.
Okay,
why is not? I'm gonna just say this, and you got it, Izzo. Why is not Bradley Beal in that same conversation? They started off as two, wasn't playing defense, and he was running neck and neck with Steph to win out the league, leading the league.
Scoring title. I was actually thinking about that when Darnell was making his argument. And for that argument, right? So Bradley Beal had one of the better years last year, right? But just, you know, missing the playoffs, still within that failing effort. So the same fate has yet come upon Stephen Wardell Curry, the babyface assassin, sinker of threes and brother of splashes. So listen here. So wait. So in that regard, I would have to more so side with Edward on his point in value. So Steph isn't going to get it. I feel like Steph is the people's champ MVP, right? Amongst his peers, right? But like in regards to how the award is usually divvied out and what you have to do to accomplish that, to have his team within the spot that he has them, with Jamal Murray still falling down, Nikola Jokic is probably going to get the MVP.
But you say probably, bro, and like I really feel like if he's
gotta get that. He's gonna get
I hope so, because also another stat. You got it, D. After this, another stat is like when we talk about the value of winning, right? The value of winning, if you go, I want to say going back to LeBron James, maybe that 2010 or 2011 season when D Rose had won the MVP, all the way up until now. From when D Rose first won it, I believe he was like 21. They was like the first seed or second seed that year. Up until Westbrook won it, when he averaged the season, averaging a triple-double, they were the 6th seed. Since that time when Westbrook won the MVP and they were a 6th seed, every moment after that, the MVP has went to a 1 or 2 seed. So if this MVP award goes to, groundbreaking stuff happens in the NBA all the time. There's a first time for everything. But if this MVP goes to Stephen Curry, and I guess you could say he was an 8th seed, because if you take away the play-in tournament, they were in the playoffs. But if this award goes to an 8th seed, I feel like that's going to throw a big-ass monkey wrench in, like, really evaluating MVP. But people may just say Steph Curry is that great. But
I'm going to cash out you $1 down there if they give it to Steph. Like, God damn it.
Yo, the thing about it is, too, though, MVP, how do you describe a person's MVP year? You say that, right? Their MVP year. It has to differ from their other years. It has to be significantly different. That's why LeBron doesn't get as many nominations, because LeBron's consistently great. He's already established as how good he is. No. Listen, you got to hear me out. I know it sounds retarded, but that's what they're viewing it too. Like, okay, LeBron is amazing every single time he steps on the damn court. Yes, right or wrong. He's probably the best player on the court almost 98% of the time, right?
Yeah.
Why is he not MVP every single day, every single year? Because he doesn't do dramatic or over the top or have to do so much every single year. He's just consistently great. That's how I feel about Nikola. Nikola has always had triple doubles, won games, assists. Murray has not been consistent. Yes, he's great. He's a good point guard, but he has not been enough to be like, man, you need Murray. Nah, I always believe Jokic can flourish without him. Can still do his thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing about it. And that's the thing about it. He's always gonna be able to do that just being him. Yes, it was a great year, but at the end of the day, Steph did some shit that was just like, what the fuck? Like, you got to give it to this man.
But here's the thing, that's what separates. Here's the thing too. When like people have talked about Denver before in the past, it's always been like that neck and neck, and like, all right, this is both of their team. This is the Joker and this is Murray's team. Like, I think it's a far gone conclusion now with Murray being out for the substantial amount of time that he has, and how close the West was, and for Joker to be able to hold the team. I think it should be a far gone conclusion that, like, yo, this is Joker's team, and with or without their second best player, that being Jamal Murray, he's still gonna get them, a high ranking seed. I don't think you can disrespect the game like that, bro. I just don't.
For the bubble performance, you was not thinking about Jamal Murray at this level. You cannot lie to yourself. Everybody knew he was like a iffy. Maybe we should trade for him. Maybe we should do this or that. He was
I'm
never,
gonna keep it a
ever.
buck with you. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. And we've had these conversations. I was just like, bro, I'm sorry, but I still don't believe in him like that. I think, like I said, under all that they were under in the bubble, their mindset and like their focus were on a different stratosphere. The balloon is bust.
Exactly. So with that being said, it's always been Jokic. Murray showed up to the party. He's never been the party. So to get off of that situation, hey, come on, bro. Yes, he's had some amazing games, but he's never been the party. Jokic has always been the party. It's always been a Jokic party, and he gets the number one.
But the narrative has mostly been that it's been a Murray party.
No, Darnell's right. It's always been a Jokic party in Denver. It's just Jamal Murray.
Jamal Murray he kind of exceeded expectations significantly and blossomed into something that they really didn't, I don't think, foresaw at first. So it was like a very pleasant surprise to see Jamal Murray to kind of, form into one of the better combo guards that we have in the league. Him just being able to score and just impact the game, and his shooting ability. So I honestly think with Michael Porter Jr., emerging, but one can make the argument that Michael Porter Jr. wouldn't really have the chance to have shown that he has that type of scoring prowess if Jamal Murray was still, healthy and playing, because Jamal Murray, for most nights can go for 30. Easily. Like, he has proven that over the last, 2-3 years that hey, he can consistently, if need be, he can, go get that in the game. He like I said, I'm not gonna say he's top 5 for sure, but he's definitely a young and up and coming, star in the league, especially at the, combo guard position. Damn, you don't get it, man. No respect.
This is all I'm saying is as it relates to Jamal Murray.
He done
Jamal Murray,
50 a few times.
He belongs in the league. He's not trash.
That's disrespectful, bro.
No, I'm not saying he's trash. I just feel like people.
Is he not fringe all-star material these last few seasons?
Listen to what you just said. Say this statement again and tell.
In the West, bro. Look who's been in the West these last few years. You done had Steph, James, Clay. You're not getting in over these people. Dame, you're not getting in over these people, bro. It's almost like a rites of passage. Not to say that those players aren't great, but it's like, Jamal Murray, you're really good. In a world where these guys don't exist, you're next up, brother. But it's like, unfortunately, these guys do exist that are, not even dare I say, but they're better than you, right? Like, but Jamal Murray, I believe on that Nuggets team, they would have had a chance this year. They would have had a chance.
I'm not sure. Jamal Murray's been in the league, 5-6 years now?
Yes, something like that.
Okay, and I think he's been able to hold the position of a starter since he's been with the Denver Nuggets. Is that maybe he's been starting the last 4 years. And I think it's also fair to say that before the Joker, this had been his team. He's had the green light. He's had the green light over anybody.
This been Yogi's team. Yeah, I know it.
Right. The team has been young. They rebuilding. They got rid of Harris and so forth and other players. And so
I like Gary Harris. Just was injury prone.
Yeah, I agree with you, Izzo. So it's still early in Jamal Murray's career. Do y'all feel like last year? Do y'all feel like he turned the corner last year in the bubble? Or do y'all think that was just a moment?
I believe that's really him, because if you see what he was doing before he got hurt, man, that was balling, bro. Like, I don't know if you need to go back and check them stats, but he was balling this year.
If Utah finds a way to keep Michael Porter, Jamal Murray, and Nikola Jokic, they're going to win.
That is going to be potentially be lethal, and they still got Paul Millsap, bro. Quiet as kept. You got that coming off the bench.
They're going to be like some Warriors type, young Warriors type shit, bro.
I'm telling you, bro. Like, they're going to be. And they got Aaron Gordon. I'm tripping. Like, they really low-key loaded. And they still got Ball. That's a dangerous team. That's too much.
Hey, Ball got too much.
All I'm saying, I don't know.
You better look out, brother. Because if they develop...
With that being said, that team cannot be garbage. They won't be super duper garbage without Nikola Jokic. They'll be bad, but not garbage. We've seen that the Warriors were garbage without Steph. They got
Will Barton coming back off an injury. They don't have no weak spots in their team, bro. The weakest link on their team is Campazzo, and he's a rookie, a 30-year-old rookie.
He's not really a rookie, but yeah.
He's not. He's a very
rookie starter.
This is his first year on the international stage. He's been polished overseas.
Absolutely. That's why I say he's a 30-year-old rookie. He's a special case, but I'm saying as far as just that team, he's probably the weakest link on it.
So now bringing that back, the fact that he always gets triple doubles, he's always been over 25 point every game when he feels like it. He can get those assists up when he feels like it. That's who he is, and he has a good team around him. Steph has Wiggins. Steph has Draymond shooting half court. Steph
I ain't gonna lie to you though. But if Clay come back, they could be in the conference finals playing them niggas.
You the second nigga I heard say that this week. Thank you,
bro.
God damn it.
Who is gonna stop, bro? Just think about all these games Steph been in, and they've been close, bro. Game 6, Clay.
Only person that they can rely on,
bro. They are whooping teams handedly if Clay plays. Am I lying, Edward? Look how close it's been this year. That's the scary part. Come
Thank
on,
you,
bro.
Ezra. I
Clay,
appreciate you.
do people really forget? Like, come on, bro. Clay, you got
Here's
not
the
even arguably, you got
but
one of the
here's
two
the
best shooters
thing
all
is though,
time in the backcourt.
like here's the thing though, bro. Like I don't take like I thought that the same thought to him. I was like, bro, Steph has been whooping ass by himself. The games have been close. I can only imagine what it would be or turn out to be if he also had Clay. But I feel like when people talk about Steph and they talk about Clay, they forget what was also around them and helping them win that championship. That's what I feel like a lot of people forget. So I'm not just to say Steph not gonna shoot your lights out, Clay not gonna shoot your lights out. I'm not just to sit here and act like, oh, the Splash Brothers are not just to kill the game.
Consistently though, like they gonna do that.
Like I don't see them by themselves. If you tell me, yo, I'm gonna take Steph.
If they keep
Clay,
Wiggins, Oubre, Poole,
But so why are
Draymond,
you forgetting about the three-headed monster? You keep putting two
Wiseman?
heads on that monster.
James Wiseman. I like that team. Edward, that's what I'm saying.
Okay,
bro.
okay.
can't
Y'all
even
like
forget
that
about-
team. What are y'all talking about in expectation? Are we talking about championship or y'all just saying good
Yeah,
run
bro.
in the playoffs?
So if James Wiseman don't take a leap, James Wiseman can't be 20 and 10 for them. Shoot the three, mid-range, assassin, athletic around the rim. He can't be that at 7 foot.
I need the
He
Lakers to
can
win
be
this
that at
championship.
7
I'm
foot.
saying, but if he take the leap, he's number 2. He
I
got
need the
talent.
Lakers. I need the
Okay.
I
Lakers
feel
to
like
win this.
I feel like with
Be
Wiseman,
dangerous, bro.
he can be dangerous. Yes, I'm not
Him at the
saying
5, Draymond at the 4, Wiggins at the 3, Clay at the 2, Steph at the 1. I really like that team. I
okay.
like the Warriors
And
coming
what
into
else are
this
you?
season.
What else are you going to construct for me and giving them a bench?
You mean okay? So they were
Oubre,
talking about Kelly
Poole.
Oubre coming back and coming off the bench. You know what I'm saying? He would obviously have to go to the bench, but they didn't know how he felt about that. But if he want to win and be on a winning team, they got a chance to win a championship. I'd advise him, Kelly. Hey, bro, it's nice weather in Cali. Take it. Like they may get you there, and you may be
Hey, Kent Bazemore,
a
dog
small
too, bro.
component in it. I mean, they would have to fill out that bench. I'm not gonna lie to you. He's like, I like Jordan Poole though, coming off backup 2 guard. I love that. He just came off a career high, almost 40 points, about 2.5 weeks ago. I like Jordan Poole a lot. And I also like Eric Pascal. I believe second-year player. I believe either he was a rookie last year, second-year power forward. Man, very active around the basket. Can score from the mid-range. Has shown potential to shoot the 3 as well. They really got a low-key team, bro. I like the Warriors, bro. If everybody come back and is healthy, if Kelly Oubre come back, I like him. I like Jordan Poole off the bench, and I like I like the Warriors. That's a hell of an 8-man rotation right there.
Who do you see beating them? That's what because I need the Lakers to win now while they got this window.
Yeah, because I ain't gonna lie, Clay getting hurt really it saved the Lakers, bro. Because if one team can beat you from the perimeter an entire series, it's the Golden State Warriors, bro.
And come on the other side and fuck
because
Steph Curry and his whack ass defense. Clay is locking down. First, Clay is gonna give you 30, guaranteed consistently, and he's gonna lock down whoever the fuck, including LeBron. Well, he's not gonna lock down LeBron. That's the only person he don't lock down. Everybody else he wreaks havoc.
Two-way master.
Okay, so y'all got all that out as it relates to the Warriors.
Who's beating them, Edward?
Okay, obviously we're not talking about this year. We're not talking about this year.
No.
I don't. We talking about matching firepower for firepower. I don't think we can sit here and act like they just to walk through the nets if they stay together as they continue keep building. So you're asking me who gonna beat them? I asked y'all what are y'all talking about in regards to expectations. Y'all talking to me is like
it's gonna be a real competitive West, and if the Clippers get beat in this first round, I foresee Kawhi going to the Miami Heat, and that could potentially be a very big problem for the Nets.
I'm not going to argue against the Warriors being competitive, having Steph and Clay.
I actually love the league if the Clippers lose in the first round and Kawhi leaves.
That's got to get broken up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I actually love that for the league Because if Kawhi go to Miami, bro, I'm not so sure that shit is just a walk in the. I'm not so sure the East is just a big ass walk in the park no more, because you got Oladipo coming back off of injury, in addition to a hypothetical Kawhi Leonard to that team if the Clippers lose, right? So this is a huge hypothetical. I actually love Miami. I love the Sixers still. I love the Nets, obviously, and then Milwaukee is still gonna be there. So you got a hellified. And then if Gordon Hayward comes back and is healthy for the emerging Hornets. If the East look, I'm talking about just from a pure standpoint of, because you got to think about it. Before Gordon Hayward got hurt, they were 3 or 4 games above 500, bro. They were gonna make the playoffs. So you tilting your head, bro. Before LaMelo and Gordon Hayward got hurt, bro, they were trending upward. It's
So
just
as
a
far as
shame
you
that
go,
injuries will derail the season. If it's to the main players, but
it'll
the
come.
East definitely is taking a turn for the better, man, and it's by damn time, because they've been a weaker conference for a while.
It'll come between the Warriors and the Nets.
And they got Russell and Bradley Beal.
I don't trust a KD, Kyrie, and James Harden combination against a championship Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, and Draymond combination. I just don't trust it, bro. I'm sorry. I don't trust it. I'll never trust that. And yeah, they might have to. We gotta have to see next year on what teams get put around. Maybe they keep Blake Griffin and all that other shit.
Because
Maybe
people
Steph
forgetting
keep,
how lethal
Andrew
that
Wiggins
Warriors
and all them.
combo is, bro. People forgetting how lethal Dre, Steph, and Clay is. And then with Andrew Wiggins playing like how he is, and then Jordan Poole on the resurgence, and then you accompany that with James Wiseman, bro, like, that's going to be a tough team, bro.
What do you think? Okay, not so you think. Because this is how I see it. I see KD, like, going to win a championship with these niggas, right? And then going with the Nets. And now they came back together. Now he got to turn around and look at the niggas that he used to win a championship with. Like, they're going to look at him like, nigga, you think we scared of you? Because you got a Kyrie and a James? Okay, let's go. Come on, then I feel like I can call it right now, bro. Golden State and Brooklyn next year. Because I don't trust, I love the Lakers. I do not trust the Lakers.
This is a hellified conversation about the impact of Klay Thompson, though, which is because he adds tremendous value on the defensive end, as well as being the second best shooter alive, which is crazy to me. Was the second best shooter that's ever been played in the NBA. My
thing with the Warriors, like I already said earlier, like I'm not taking anything away from the capability of Steph, Clay, yesterday, as well as Draymond Green. It's not just about points. You can impact the game in more ways than points. Izzo, I know you threw Andrew Wiggins in there. Don't believe in his consistency as a player. I just don't. I feel like that's
him being the fourth option on that team. I like him as a fourth option. He's averaging about 20 points a game right now. I like that as a fourth option, with James Wiseman being the third option.
16 and 4.
But what are you doing ever with the Brooklyn Nets, though?
I like that. Hold
on. Let me finish with the Warriors. Yeah, not taking anything away. Clay, Steph, Draymond, Andrew Wiggins. I'm not sold on him overall.
As the fourth option?
As a fourth option, being a part of a championship caliber team, I am not sold on him. That's my take. Simple and plain.
So Barnes is better?
See, they're the same, but okay. So Wiseman, could he turn the corner soon? Have that potential? Had an injury? Absolutely, he could do that. He could be dangerous. I ain't sold that I'm guaranteeing it's gonna happen and it's gonna be a part of a championship makeup in like 1 or 2 years, like I feel like y'all are saying. But I'm not saying it's impossible to happen. That's how I feel. Another thing is, I believe in the core makeup of those championship teams. I feel like the championship team, the teams that were winning even before Kevin Durant, would, I believe, wash the team that they have now. And apart from like the beauty, and I think their championships back then was the fluidity of their offense and how it wasn't just 2K run down the court, take a three, your turn, Steph, your turn, Clay. And so I wonder, obviously right now the offense seems a bit stagnant. Steph, here you go, your turn, run off screen, hold the ball. Okay, now Steph's open, here you go. So I trust Steve Kerr to have the mind to be able to like, bet, we got you back, Clay. Let's rock. But in terms of like cultivating like that championship caliber, Poochie, what are you saying, bro? Edward, like we got the nucleus, we got Clay, we got Steph. Like, let's not ignore the vets. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's not ignore the vets that were on their team. Livingston, bona fide vet, knew his role, knew what he needed to do. Iguodala, Iggy, Finals MVP, knew his role, knew what he needed to do. West had his role, knew what he needed to do. David Lee, you know what I'm saying? So like these guys are like experienced, been in the league, and I feel like obviously, you got more youthful talent, but it's just like I
feel like the years that Clay has been hurt, it has grown the Warriors bench tremendously in ways that they would not have grown had Clay had been healthy and had been taking up all those minutes, because we all know that Clay definitely would have been taking all those minutes. So being that he's been hurt the past couple years, they've got to experience some real growth offensively, defensively, of just going through the rigors of a season and having that real game time experience. So when it does get deep in season, it isn't like they aren't used to playing that deep and not getting minutes. They'll be ready.
Izzo, that's true. I don't take
or more ready than they would have been.
Right, that's true and that's fair, but like those games and getting that experience, like we can't also ignore the fact that like playoff championship caliber basketball is completely different than regular season basketball.
Thanks.
We can't take away and ignore that. So
but when you have the three pivotal pieces on your team with championship DNA, I'm not worried about people's mindset and where they're supposed to be. Though experience is, the number one resource that you can rely on and pull from in the playoffs. But I feel as though having seasoned vets around you, Hall of Fame caliber players around you, letting you know exactly what's about to happen, what to expect, and how to behave and how to prepare for the moment, I believe they're in an advantageous situation to exude that same kind of championship DNA. I feel like it'll bleed from everybody else, bro. I think you may be underrating it slightly, but I think this experience has been this been a brewing pot for a good while. So if Clay come back and he healthy, bro, this shit gonna be. And I ain't even a Warriors fan, bro, but I know basketball and I done seen it before, bro. We were just talking about these niggas last time I seen Clay, bro. Went them niggas in the conference finals? Did that not just happen? But then bro, like they gonna be there.
TBD.
If the Clippers lose to the Mavericks and get exposed, that shit is done.
Yeah, I guess they gonna forever be the Clippers. There's one more thing. Yeah, I think with the Warriors, like I'm more licking my chops at how Steve Kerr is like, if anything really is going to change within the offensive like scheme and set compared to like when they had their championship runs. So and how the other guys that y'all are talking about will fit in that. And it's not just being about Clay and Steph trying to go for 50 apiece every night to keep them in games. So yeah.
I'm telling you, bro, if that happens, it's not gonna really be games. Them shits is gonna be blowouts. But go ahead.
Yeah.
Think you forgetting, bro. This shit was pretty close this year with just Steph. This close to making it. I think add Clay, that's at least 2 rounds in the playoffs. They ain't earned that.
All right,
This is a
everybody.
theory too. It is a theory too. It's far-fetched, but could have threw them.
We love
Show you
y'all.
how good they can be. Show the team how good they can be.
Knowing
they can't win a championship.
Please remember to always respect the game. Please go follow EMAC Stacks for all your sports coverage from high school all the way up to the big leagues. Please, if you ever want to go shine hard, go follow my guy. He gonna teach you how to shine. He gonna teach you how to stunt, all that good shit. If you ever want to get some Black Peace in your life, of course, go follow my boy Black Peace and go listen to that Talkin' Smoke. Go check that out. And that's BLAQUEPEACE, Black Peace. We thank y'all so much for watching. We really appreciate it. We do not take it for granted. You guys allow us to just have fun and fellowship with our brothers while y'all just watch us goof around, and we thank y'all for that. Y'all take it away, man.
See y'all next week.